A journey begins with one small step. It doesn't matter how hard you hit, whether you win or lose. What matters is that you have a common goal. And to reach that goal, it takes a band of brothers acting as one. Every week, we come together to witness these gladiators of the gridiron pour their heart and soul onto the field. This is Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome to Spartan Stadium in Kingston for week 3 of high school football. Tonight, it's a big school battle between Delaware Valley and Wyoming Valley West. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob I, joined tonight by Chris Kaharski from NEPAfootball.com. Chris, let's talk about the Warriors first. 2-0 coming in, but last week they had a comeback win against Valley View.
Yeah, I mean, Delaware Valley starting off with a tough schedule, but that's what Keith Olsummer wants. He knows his team has to be ready when they go down the line. Eventually, if they get out of the district, it's going to be high competition. They win in Florida, holding on to a lead late. Then last week, a last-second drive to beat Valley View. 2 very competitive games, 2 wins, though, for the Road Warriors.
One guy who had a big game last week was their wide receiver, Dylan Kelly.
Dylan Kelly's an outstanding football player on both sides of the ball, Bob. He made 2 big plays last week for touchdowns, but it's the defensive side of the ball where he's had an influence the last several years. He's been playing since he's been a freshman. He's been one of the best players in the Lackawanna Football Conference. He's the leader on defense, and on offense, he definitely sets the tone with the passing game.
Meantime, the Spartans are 0-2 coming in, but they do have an all-region fullback linebacker in Zach Davies.
Yeah, I mean, Zach was the heart of their defense last year as a junior, which you don't see too much here at Valley West because they churn out players so much. But he's the heart of that defense. And, you know, it's been a disappointing start for the Spartans. But Coach Keating thinks that they can correct some of these mistakes and play a high-level competitive team like Delaware Valley and come out with a win tonight. But they have to avoid the things they've been doing the last 2 weeks that have cost them 2 losses.
We've had some early rain come in, but that has moved out. So let's check on tonight's weather with Mike Linden from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
It's yet another evening of football, and it is most certainly going to feel like football weather. Temperatures falling into the mid-60s this evening, and if it weren't for the clouds, it could be even colder than that. So I put borderline cold because, man, just a couple of degrees away from dropping into the upper 30s. It is going to be a chilly night out there for some football, but of course, 'tis the season. Bob, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. We definitely brought the jackets for tonight's game. So when we come back, it's the opening lineups, and the opening kick is next.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
It's a beautiful summer evening. Yes, it's still summer in northeastern Pennsylvania, and we are live at Spartan Stadium getting ready for tonight's Friday Night Rivals game between the Warriors and the Spartans. The third member of our crew, as always, is Aaron Dugan. And Aaron, this has turned into quite a rivalry.
Absolutely, Bob, and these two teams have been matched up pretty equally over the years, especially when it comes to those guys up front, the big guys on the line. They're pretty evenly matched. We're going to take a look now at a graphic of the last 5 meetings. Let's take a look at what Valley West did against Del Val. Last year, they lost 29-13. 2015, here at home, they won 30-6. 2014, back at DV, they lost 43-35. Before that, Valley West won. So are you seeing a pattern here, Bob? At home, Valley West does pretty well. That could play into tonight's game.
Yeah, it seems like every time they play at home, the home team wins. And boy, that would be a big lift for the Spartans team who lost last week to Hazleton right here.
The Spartans have only been one time under Pat Keating 0-2. It was his first season. They've been a very successful program. A lot of expectations here at Valley West. The problem is, too, Bob, is the schedule. I mean, Delaware Valley is one of the best teams in District 2. Then they have Williamsport next week. An 0-4 start could be possible for the Spartans, and obviously that'd be a big surprise this year. But they can control their own destiny, too. Get a win tonight, that doesn't happen.
On the positive side, as the season goes further into the schedules, Chris, it could get a little easier, and they are a 5A team. And 5A seems to be down a little bit in District 2 this year, so maybe that's a positive thing. If they can right the ship, they could be okay going into the playoffs.
Well, the 5A, everybody makes the playoffs.
Yeah.
So what you're playing for is you're playing for either a bye or a home game. So, yes, they'll have time to sort it out when we get to the postseason. but still every game counts towards those two things I just mentioned. So for Valley West, it's about playing better. That's what Pat Keating even told me before the game. It's about playing better and avoiding the mistakes.
So Wyoming Valley West won the toss. They deferred to the second half. We'll see the Warrior offense come on. Jake Curtis tees it up, and we are underway in Kingston. Nice long kick into the end zone. That brings out the Delaware Valley offense to their own 20-yard line. It's an offense that has put up some good numbers, 28 points per game so far this season. Against Valley View last week, they put up some great numbers, 344 yards. There is the starting Toyota backfield for the Warriors. Abiso, the featured back. The wide receivers, some good ones, including C.J. Anderson and Kelly. And up front, as always, you expect this with a Warrior team, big and strong, very senior-laden team as well. Earl Harris is our referee, and we have a chain link problem on the far side. Oh, now it's 10 yards. They had it measured about 8, so that will stall things right now. This Delaware Valley defense, though, Chris, very big up front. They should be able to match them early on.
Yeah, both teams have size. They always have size, both Valley West and Delaware Valley. So that should negate each other.
Nick Riley, the first-year quarterback, but he is a senior. Abizo, stopped for a loss. First flag of the night comes in. Now time, let's check out our Toyota defensive starting lineup. As we mentioned, they are big up front. How about Cortez Adams, 6'3", 270 pounds in there. Some good linebackers. We talked about Davies, but watch out for Mikovic as well. And it's a 3-deep secondary. Darian Tyson, an all-region player. First penalty of the game will be assessed to Wyoming Valley West, and it gives the Warriors a first down.
Coach Keating not going to be happy with that. Penalties have been an issue here early in the season for the Spartans. That's the mistakes he's been talking about in the first play from scrimmage. The Spartans are penalized.
I mentioned Riley's the quarterback, number 12. He's a senior. 423 yards thrown this year, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Flushed on his first pass. Somehow he gets to Kelly, but Kelly's going to lose a yard on the play.
Good pressure that time by Sammy Solomon, just a sophomore, Bob. This kid's got all the tools. You can see he gets in Riley's face. Good job by Riley, too, just to get rid of the ball. Not a good block by his back that time. Obiso's got to get a little more in the way there. I guess when you have a big guy like Sammy Solomon coming at you, 6'3", 280, it's hard to kind of get in front of him.
So we talked about Adams, we talked about Solomon, but the best player out on the field might be Chris Bleich. He's number 77, 6'6", 320 pounds, and he's being recruited by almost everyone in the country. So one of the biggest defensive lines you'll see in high school football on the field right now. Riley has to go back, still can't get the ball. And finally, it looks like Boyd runs back, but Delaware Valley is going to be pinned in near their own end zone.
Bad snap, then Riley can't get the ball. Watch him, he tries to recover it here, Bob, and he just doesn't do a good job at all. You got to be able to get that ball right there. They'll lose another 10 yards after that as well, so luckily they did get possession. Big number 70 getting in there, John Boyd. But as you said, look where they are now. DV in trouble here on this drive.
All you have to do is give Wyoming Valley West a little bit of confidence, and that can happen right here. They're a very good team that could give the Warriors some fits tonight. So it's 3rd down and officially 39 yards. They'll play it safe, give it to Abizo for a couple yards, but the Warriors will be forced to punt. Spartans should get very good field position out of this.
Yeah, safe play there by the Warriors, just getting away from their own end zone. Get the offense back on the sideline and regroup. And like you said, the field position game definitely going to benefit Valley West here after this first offensive possession for Delaware Valley.
Anderson in to punt. Darian Tyson back along with Suleiman Ismail. This is Tyson. Up to the Warrior 42-yard line. Now your Toyota starting lineup for the offense of the Spartans, averaging 31 points per game. Schuster is the quarterback, but watch out for Mikovic. He's their leading rusher. The wideouts, very good. Blasky, 6 catches on the year and a touchdown. And up front, once again, as you expect, big and strong. Bleich on the outside, that right tackle, yes, 6'6", 320 pounds, as we mentioned before. So Schista is the quarterback. He was brought into play because Rob Dwyer, who was supposed to be their quarterback, got injured before the season started and had limited playing in Scranton game.
Right away, you see Ryan Obiso make a very good defensive play here. Actually, it wasn't Obiso, Bob. It was one of the safeties.
Davies?
Yeah, 29 for Delaware Valley, getting in there and making contact in the backfield. Forward progress does get a yard, however.
Anthony Cilia, Chris, who made the play.
He got the start this week. He had not been starting.
That's
he got
right.
the start this week and makes a play right on the first defensive play.
Low throw, but good catch by Blasky out here. Minimal gain. Here's the Delaware Valley defensive line, brought to you by Toyota. Heaney, one of the best nose tackles in northeastern Pennsylvania. He's a senior. Behind him, we talked about Celia already, Abisso in there at your linebacker. And the secondaries, Dylan Kelly, one of the best around as well. So on the field will be 3rd down, about 4 yards for the Valley West team, but the officials talking something over.
Talking to Coach Keating, now one of the assistants, about something. I don't know if it's a clock issue, Bob, because they're looking up here towards the press box. There is a play clock here at Wyoming Valley West. Most of the big schools have them now here in District 2. Some of the smaller schools still don't. But they are going to give some instructions to adjust something, most likely a clock issue.
There is Coach Keating, his 9th season here, 69 and 25 overall. He's built his program into a perennial power in northeastern Pennsylvania. And we take a look at their quarterback, maybe Jake Schuster. Talk about him. What did Coach Keating say about his quarterback who's been thrown into action?
Yeah, I mean, they expected Rob Dwyer to be the quarterback, and I asked if he got a lot of at least JV time, and even they didn't play a lot of JV games last year, so he really got kind of thrown into it, and they're starting to expand the offense a little bit with him now that he's more comfortable.
Inside handoff, trying to get Mikovic. No hole to get through. 4th down on the way. One of our Toyota keys to the game for Delaware Valley. Chris plays smarter out there.
Yeah, again, it's about mistakes. You see a lot of that in week 1 and week 2 even. And Coach Olsummer told me, I mean, they just have to be smarter in different situations. And he thinks they'll be just fine if they can do that every play.
Valley West gonna punt this. Try to pin back the Warriors deep in their own zone. High snap to Blasky. Low line drive, and it's dead right inside the 10. So this paid off for them, Chris. They'll pin back the Warriors at the 6.
Nice little backspin on the punt there, and kind of just dug into the turf here at Spartan Stadium and didn't take that bounce usually you'll see in the end zone. Maybe being wet a little bit out there too, but it did rain a little bit before we got here, but no more in the forecast.
Chris, let's take a look at some impact players. We talked about the quarterback.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's going to take an adjustment period. And plus, you know, when you're running all summer long with one quarterback, I mean, you have a big playbook with him, and then you throw somebody out who's kind of a different type. They're 2 different types of quarterbacks too. Tyson's a kid definitely to watch, though. He's the athletic player. And of course, they're looking for somebody to step in the shoes of Sean Judge, who was one of the best players the last couple of years here at Valley West.
Little swing pass out to Ryan Yetzik, the fullback.
Safe play here, get down near your goal line and a little play action, roll out, give Riley some time, and he finds the fullback, just out in the flat. And again, good save play, nice first down gain for the Warriors as they try to get away from their own end zone here, which obviously was created from that one big play on the first drive, one negative play, I should say. That really flipped the field here early in this game.
Barely any running room for Abiso, and he's taken down pretty hard, short of a first down.
That was Cortez Adams and Zach Davies who got him kind of in the backfield. Good escape that time by Abiso because he would have been thrown for a loss. Instead, he's going to fall forward for about a yard. Still a manageable third down situation here for the Warriors.
Spartan defense has not played all that bad. Yes, they gave up 58 points their first game against Scranton. Came back, gave up only 17 points last week to Hazleton. So they're getting a lot better, but they've been on the field for 92 plays in 2 games. That's just way too much. Pass downfield incomplete. So one thing that the Spartan defense wants to do is get off the field.
And they did on that play. And Riley again rolling out. He's trying to get the ball to the tight end Andrew Kidd. I thought he had Ryan Wayner open a little bit shorter on the shorter route there. If you look, you kind of caught him in your picture there. That would have been a first down. But he had his eye on Kidd the whole way, and the pass was overthrown. So good job by the Spartan defense getting a 3 and out down inside the 20-yard line.
There is the junior Tyson awaiting the punt around his midfield mark. High hanging kick. And the Spartan offense will come back on again with decent field position at their own 47-yard line. Another Toyota key, got to protect your quarterback. 8 sacks given up already.
Yeah, and part of that's the offensive line, and part of that's a young quarterback. He sometimes maybe held on to the ball a little too long in the first 2 games, and Coach Keating was confident he'll learn from his mistakes. But yeah, if you have time, he has the ability to get the ball to his receivers, and he's got some weapons in this offense.
So the junior QB will start in the shotgun. Tip to the line of scrimmage, goes incomplete.
And I believe, I'll have to watch replay, I think that was Haney, the big nose tackle. Comes in at 6'2", 285, got one of those big mitts up there. Let's see if, I believe it was
I think you're
him.
right,
Yeah,
yep.
And again,
Now, think about Schuster. He's listed at 5'11". I'd say he's more like 5'9". Dwyer is about a 6'1" kid, so you have a different feel at quarterback. That looked like Davies. Number 40.
Yeah, it was Davies. They're trying to get him to the outside, but again, watch Obiso come up, force him back inside. He gets some defensive help from Andrew Kidd, and also Haney, the nose tackle, all the way out in the perimeter, finishing things up. That just shows how athletic he is, despite the size that he has as well. Usually those big guys are kind of stuck in the middle there, but Haney can move each way.
4 wideouts. Just over the middle. First down, Spartans inside Warrior territory at the 38.
Jake Blasky on the reception for the Spartans, and this is good patience that time. It's just, again, he rolled out. Maybe could have even run the football, but he waited. He didn't panic. And found an open receiver in the middle of the field, and the Spartans have a first down, move the chains into Delaware Valley territory.
Bikovic, some shiftiness in there. Nice gain on first down.
Shane Fagan making the tackle for Delaware Valley. And of course, the familiar names at Delaware Valley, the brothers. There was a Fagan who played a couple of years ago, was a good player. You see that a lot, obviously in a lot of communities, a lot of programs, especially at Delaware Valley. You'll see those familiar names that have given the Warriors in their 20th season playing high school football some success.
Plenty of time. Finds his receiver, and it's in and out of his hands. Blasky couldn't make the catch.
Throws a little high, but I'll tell you what, just to put it right in the middle of two defenders that time, that's actually a very good throw. The receiver did get his hands on it. You can see it sailed a little bit, Bob. And it was in his hands, though. It would have been a great catch, but Blasky got to bring that one in.
Thing I noticed, good protection on that. He had a lane to throw the ball, could see the receiver. The line doing what they need to do up front for Wyoming Valley West. Little draw to Mikovic, he has running room. Spartans inside the Warrior 20 and a red zone opportunity.
This is great blocking up front. Look at that hole. Nice job by Connor Mikovic to kind of seal that hole, force the player upfield, and great execution that time by the Spartans. Saving a touchdown was Zach Cilia for the Warriors, but in the red zone for the first time was Wyoming Valley West.
Positive drive for the Spartans. Can they get it into the end zone? Over the middle. First and goal, Wyoming Valley West. Nice catch by Dylan Jockel.
This is another great throw by Schuster. Watch how he leads them into where the opening is. Kind of, you know, there was a man in front of him. That was Andrew Kidd. So he had to kind of lead him towards the goal line. And that was a perfectly thrown football, and Kidd almost got into the goal line. But here we go. Spartans knocking on the door to get the first score of this game.
8th play of this drive. It started on their own 47-yard line. Davies, nice hole, touchdown Spartans.
That's going to be a confidence booster for this team. I mean, they were down big against Scranton in week 1. They couldn't generate any offense last week, kept shooting themselves in the foot. And to come down here in the first quarter and get a drive off a good Delaware Valley defense.
The extra point is blocked by Abiso, but a great drive from Valley West gives them the 6-0 lead with 3:08 remaining in the first. So a reason for those cheerleaders to be happy. Their team out in front 6-0. A nice looking 8-play, 53-yard drive. Set up with the field position battle, and you have to feel pretty good if you're a Spartans fan. You have the lead, and you're not going to have to do another fourth quarter comeback, hopefully. Deep kick taken by Bacarsol. And up past the 25-yard line. Another Toyota key to the game for Delaware Valley, and this is a key one for them because of last week, no turnovers.
Yeah, 5 turnovers for the Warriors last week. And again, they were in control, and Valley View kind of fed off that, their defense, and got themselves back in the game to the point where they had a lead late fourth quarter. For the Warriors' sake, they did manage to make that last drive and come back and win the game, but you can't turn the ball over that often because usually it doesn't work out for you.
So Nick Riley brings his team up. He'll go over his center. Shane Fagan. Riley down the middle. Here's a wide open receiver in C.J. Anderson. Blasky hauls him down, but the Warriors are in business at the Spartan 25.
The Warriors always produce good wide receivers, and when you pair that along with the fact that they always have a good quarterback, the passing game's always dangerous. Get play action here. Valley West holds the linebackers for a second, but Anderson just gets himself wide open in the Spartans secondary, and a big play for DV trying to answer that first score by the Spartans.
A 55-yard gain. Abiso, no running room. No gain on the play.
And this is where Valley West will have an advantage against most opponents. I mean, you look at that front line. I mean, they're wide bodies, Bob. I mean, they really stuff the middle. It's hard to run up the middle against this team. And again, just look at the numbers. I mean, you've got guys weighing close to 300 pounds, 280, 270, 320. I mean, that's tough to push mass like that around the field. And you saw it right there. Obiso had nowhere to go.
Inside to Kelly. He finds some running room up to the 20.
Kelly almost broke that. That was a nice tackle at the end of the play. I think that was Mikovic, who ended up, no, actually it was number 22. That's Deion Davis for Valley West. If Kelly escapes him, he's off to the end zone. So nice job by Davis, kind of wrangling him down there, Cowboy style. But hey, whatever you got to do to get the ball carrier on the ground.
Let's see if Riley now goes back to the air. This is going to stop as Riley falls down, and Abiso.
Flag on the play.
Earl Harris on referee. So it backs up the Warriors 5 more yards. 3rd and 10 on the way.
5 yards, brings up a 3rd.
So Coach Olsummer shaking his head there. Smart football, Bob. Isn't that what he said? Play smart football.
Yep.
Penalties will doom a drive. Let's see if they can overcome that.
Spartans defense wants to get off the field. Gonna set up a screen to the other side.
Riley's pass to number 43.
They hit it to tight end Andrew Kidd. He has a good game, but it's gonna be 4th and 5 coming up.
Try a field goal here. You're looking at about 46 yards, or 36 yards,
Yep.
I believe. So I don't think Coach Olsummer is going to try that. This is a
19-yard line.
situation where a 4th and 4 is manageable for this Warriors offense, so they're going to go for it.
Again, a field position game. Even if they give it up here, the Spartans will have to start in their own side of the field. 3 wideouts in there. And I think we're going to have another flag. And this may be a delay of game.
The ball. Very game. Offense. Repeat 4.
That's 2 on this drive.
Hey, I clocked them.
So we're going to switch.
Yeah, and that's going to change the play, obviously. You go from 4th and 4 now to 4th and 9. So Coach Olsummer going to have to go to a different page in the playbook. But they're still going to go for it here. Again,
4th and 9.
just the field position is going to dictate that if you don't have confidence that your kicker can put one through at that length, which is very long for high school.
So 3 wideouts will come to the near side. And they'll have to do it in the 2nd quarter. So the Warriors facing 4th down, but we'll have to wait to the 2nd. 6-0, Valley West.
0.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium, everyone. Bye-bye, Chris Kaharski and Aaron Dugan. 4th down on the way for the Warriors for 9 yards. They're at the Spartans 24. Big rush put on. And it goes incomplete, and the Valley West defense holds after that big pass play.
Good coverage that time by the Spartan secondary. Riley, I think, realized he really didn't have anywhere to throw the ball, so just kind of threw it away on 4th down. And So the Spartans get the confidence booster on offense, Bob, going down the score after that 52-yard drive, and now they get to stop on defense in their own territory. So a lot of positives through one quarter here for Wyoming Valley West.
So the Valley West faithful feeling pretty good about themselves. 6-0. They have the lead, and the offense has shown some signs of life tonight. So a good run there by Tyson, and the fans have to be happy, right, Aaron, about this score so far?
Absolutely, Bob. You guys are happy with the score, right, so far? Here in the Valley West student section, they have a lot of spirit going on, as you can see. They're going with the USA pride. Oh, that's a watermelon. Oh, he just smashed it off his head. Oh my God. Wow. How'd that feel? How'd that feel?
It felt good.
Oh, you're nuts, man. You are nuts. Talk to me about your student section. What makes you guys so crazy?
Our student section is great. We come out every week and we support our team, and we do it for Valley West because we love our team.
You guys are seniors this year. How much fun are you having out at the games?
Oh, we're loving the games. We're having a ton of fun here. It's great.
We bring fruit every week.
Bring fruit every week.
Then we send it like we just did. Yeah.
All right, Bob, I'm gonna have to hang out here. I gotta learn these rituals, the fruit and the pies. I'll get back to you later. I gotta learn some of their stuff.
Karen, just don't get hit over the head with the melon. That's one of the crazier student sections you're gonna see in high school football. And it's all about the fans and enjoying your senior year. So it looks like a 3-and-out for the Spartans. That pass play goes incomplete. So the punt team will come on.
Yeah, receiver took his eye off the ball, trying to look upfield to see where he was going. It was well covered by the Warriors anyway, so good job by Delaware Valley after not succeeding on 4th down, getting a 3-and-out.
Big rush, and Pulaski took a long time, finally gets it off. Fair catch right in midfield, and that's where the Warriors will come back on.
Delaware Valley could have blocked that kick. The player, I didn't see the number, but who was rushing the punter kind of just stopped, yeah. Bob. Instead of trying to jump on the ball. I don't know if he just was worried about running into the kicker, or not sure what happened there, but you're right. The punter definitely taken too long. And Delaware Valley have to keep an eye on that next time Valley West punts. If their coaches up here in the booth see that, they know they can maybe get a block punt, which would be very key with field position.
Rowley back on. Out to the flat to Kelly with some speed.
Riley's pass. Complete.
No flag. It looked like a face mask, but Kelly's going to pick up 10.
Tackle.
Well executed play, a little swing pass. They put him in motion. The two receivers go downfield blocking. You see there, and you're right, Bob. I think they missed that one. But you could see right there, both Spartan defenders kind of overran the play. That's Kelly just cutting once. Shows his athletic ability, and he's been doing that a while here for the Warriors. He's a very good athlete and very good football player.
Abiso gets a good push from his offensive line up for 8 yards.
One of the better runs we've seen from the Warriors tonight, especially in between the tackles. Better job up front blocking by that Warrior front. They're going to need more of that because you just can't try to, you got to get something going up the middle. You can't just go to the left and right side and try to stretch things out. One thing about Keith Olsummer, since he's been at Delaware Valley, I think this is his 19th season. He's always been well balanced, even though he's had some great quarterbacks. Of course, Brian Shore was the Division I AA Player of the Year last year. Won a national championship with James Madison. They always have good quarterbacks, but they don't ever forget the running game.
Play fake. Over the middle, the tight end goes incomplete. Kidd was wide open.
Kidd wishes he could have that one back. They fooled the whole secondary for Valley West. Play action here, watch this. Well done by the quarterback and the running back, and just couldn't get his hands around the football. I thought the throw was pretty good by Riley, but nonetheless, a touchdown opportunity falls to the ground for the Warriors.
Riley really had limited play last year, but putting up good numbers this year so far. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 423 yards. They give it to Abiso. He runs right into the big defensive line, and Sammy Solomon in there. Big number 90, but it is a first down.
Again, Biso's not a big body, but he runs very hard. He's compact, not that tall. If you remember, again, he's one of their impact players along with Nick Riley on offense. Andrew Kidd, the linebacker, that's where you're going to see him excel a little bit more. He's a pretty good blocking tight end, but you can see on that one play, the receiving skills, he's got to work on that a little bit. But nonetheless, those are our 3 key impact players here for the Warriors.
Biso still standing, up to about the 20.
I want to go back to Abiso for just a second. He was supposed to be the backup running back last year, and their starting back went down with an injury, so he kind of had to step in and ended up having a great season, his great junior year. And that's what it's about. You get an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it, and Abiso did in 2016, and now he's kind of picked up where he left off last year.
Very senior-laden Warrior team. Another play action. He'll tuck it, puts his head down. It's going to be short of a first down by a yard. In fact, he lost his helmet on that.
Gain of about 2.
So he's going to have to come off for 1 play.
3rd
Yeah, Riley, again, it's tough when you're in Delaware Valley because it seems like you get a quarterback who's just a year difference than you, and it's tough to get an opportunity. You have a lot of bodies, and of course Coach Olsemer runs a great program, so Riley getting his opportunity this year because he had to sit behind Matt Cavallero the last couple seasons, so he has to come out, new quarterback, Bob, for 1 play here at least.
Well, Zach Celia will come in and play quarterback, and he'll just hand it off to Abiso, who has a first down.
On the carry.
Well, that's what you do when you're the backup quarterback. Just hand it to one of your best offensive players. He'll take care of business on 3rd and 1. And again, Riley had to come out. That's a mandatory rule in high school football. Your helmet comes off, doesn't matter how it comes off.
On the stop.
And again, good job up front. Delaware Valley offensive line much better on this drive, Bob.
15-yard line.
Up front, they are giving a little more push to that Wyoming Valley West huge defensive line.
Abiso on the carry.
So they're going to ride Abiso. Last year, Chris, 1,200 yards, average about 5.7 yards per carry.
So
he's got some blood on him. Now he might have to come out too, if the referees see that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's his or somebody else's, but again, he's always going forward. That's what you notice about Abiso. I remember saying the same thing about him last year when I saw DV play. Always going forward. He's a north-south runner. Got a penalty marker. And this is kind of a battle of wills right now, Bob, because Wyoming Valley West's got everybody in the box. DV's got power, running a power eye, and who's going to stop us? That's what they're saying, and Valley West saying, we'll stop you.
Defense. Repeat second.
Pat Keating's not going to like that. Pre-snap penalty, lining up in the neutral zone.
2nd and 1.
Those are mistakes that will haunt you.
No doubt about it.
From the 6-yard line.
So, DV knocking on the door, trying to tie this game, could possibly take the lead with a conversion of an extra point.
Need a yard for a first down. Abiso stood up again, going forward. 1st and goal, Delaware Valley.
Again, first contact, great job by Valley. I think it was one of the linebackers who got in there, met Abiso head on, but you see it, didn't wrap him up. He's going to leave the game now. Maybe because that's his elbow, it's bleeding. Watch that right there. Great job, but Abiso just doesn't go down, bounces forward, gets the first down, and the Warriors will have about 4 plays here to get about 4 yards. And
number 2, Bacarso, will replace him. They're going to roll the play clock. So the Warriors looking to tie this up, possibly take the lead. Riley to the corner, and it is a touchdown, Delaware Valley. Nice sliding catch by Ryan Yenchik, and the Warriors tied up at 6.
And DV does a good job on this drive, Bob. I mean, it was, they didn't get it on 4th down the last series. Forced the 3 and out, got good field position, and really Ryan Obiso, you know, Riley scored the touchdown. Obiso was the main man on that drive. And give credit to that offensive line of Delaware Valley. Definitely did a job up front.
Sorrell, the extra point. It is up and good. So Delaware Valley marches the field. They take the 1-point lead with 5:55 remaining in the half.
Follow the story of a suburban couple whose ordinary lives are rocked by the sudden discovery that their children possess mutant powers. Forced to go on the run from a hostile government, the family joins up with an underground network of mutants and must fight to survive. The Gifted is Fox 56's newest adventure show, premiering Monday, October 2nd at 9.
So a short kick from Delaware Valley will give Valley West some decent field position to begin this drive. Down 1 now. It's at the 37-yard line. So let's see if this offense can get anything going. Schuster's throwing the ball around pretty well tonight. So looks like Mikovic, number 23, up for a good gain on 1st down.
Mikovic on the carry.
So both teams trying to establish this running game now. We've seen this in the last couple drives, Bob, and I think that's smart by both coaches. Yes, can the quarterbacks throw the football? Yes, but you have to have balance. And I think Delaware Valley just said, we're going to try to just run over you. They did a good job in the last drive. I think Valley West has got to establish that offensive line of scrimmage as well.
Schuster picks up a block, 2 blocks, has a 1st down up near the 50.
On the carry.
That was actually Darian Tyson who took the direct snap.
A little bit of a different twist here. Tyson's a very good athlete. He's very good defensively. They expect him to be their big playmaker this year. And again, you saw a nice run there.
So a little,
Tyson,
little wildcat in there. Valley West going to get the play from the sidelines. The line doing a nice job so far for the Spartans, protecting their quarterback. Has to move out of the way of that and finds his receiver. It's caught by the tight end, Jockel.
Justo with good patience that time. Pass rush came, he kind of just stepped to his left, bought himself an extra second. Tight end broke away. You can see him waving his hand there. Delivers a strike. Secondary comes over and makes the tackle, but not before a big gain for the Spartans into Delaware Valley territory.
13-yard gain. It's at the Warrior 37-yard line. Chris, what have you seen from the offense that you like so far from the Spartans that we really haven't seen last 2 weeks?
Well, especially, I mean, they're not making as many mistakes, Bob. A penalty here or there, and something happened. I think they wanted a timeout. Coach Keating didn't like something, whether the way they were lined up. Or, so, yeah, he's going to get the timeout.
Yep, no flag. He wasn't happy. He came running onto the field, but his team in pretty good shape so far with 4:14 remaining in this half. Put a nice drive together. Let's see if they can get some points out of it.
Administration, all the faculty,
Chris, some big games around the area. You can find them at nepafootball.com, all the scores.
Efforts and donations to benefit the victims of Hurricane Harvey.
Any games that stand out that you're watching, Chris?
Berwick, Wyoming area is interesting. Wyoming area lost their quarterback, P.J. Angeli, for the season. That game actually 6-3 now in the second quarter. Wyoming area with the lead over Berwick, who started the season off 2-0. That Scranton game, Valley View, that's in the second quarter. 21-7 Scranton. Boy, are they explosive, Bob. They can really, you get the ball to Kieran Harbin or Reggie Dickey or Reese Green in the open field, you better be a good tackler because they are fast, and that's what even Pat Keating said to me. Of course, Valley West gave up 58 points to them in the first game, and he said they were the 3 fastest kids on the field.
Here are the standings going into tonight, and yes, granted maybe a little bit of a surprise early on. Delaware Valley, of course, 2-2. Paul Pack playing well. And Abington Heights will see them in a couple weeks against Valley View. So after the timeout, Shista back. Out to Mikovic. And he's up near the 29. Nice gain.
I've been impressed by Schuster, though. He's really settling in to this offense. He's doing what Coach Keating wants him to do. Again, not a difficult play there, a crossing pattern for Mikovic, and the throw is right on and gives his running back a chance to turn it upfield, get a couple extra yards afterwards. It's a simple play, but not always easy to execute.
Into Canavan, and Canavan up near first down. They'll give it to him. He's at the 25. So the Spartans on the move, trailing by 1.
Yeah, it looked like initially he was going to be stopped. He kind of shot out of a cannon there the last 2 or 3 yards. He dove forward, and that'll move the change for the Spartans.
So the Spartans mixing up their offensive line a little bit. You see big number 99. Usually plays just defense. Cortez Adams now up that right side. So Leitch has actually moved to the inside at guard, and this is Tyson again.
Tyson on the carry.
So they're trying to get bigger bodies up front, Wyoming Valley West, Chris.
And nowhere to go for Tyson on that play.
Number 29.
Nice job by Andrew Kidd for Delaware Valley. We talked about him on the defensive side of the ball. He just jumped out there and forced Tyson right back into where the Delaware defenders were. So they get a yard, but that's it. Short yard.
Well, what this is doing for Valley West is just keeping their defense, getting them a little bit of rest. You're making a nice long drive to start one. Started it with 5:51 in the second quarter. They use 3 minutes right now. Let's see if they can convert. Mikovic through up near the 20.
Mikovic on the carry. Tackle by
Again,
number
mixing
11.
it up here. See, they put the man in motion and they go the opposite direction. And
Third.
Tripped up by Catalano. 2 timeouts remaining for the Spartans. Coming up on the 2-minute mark.
Of course, Valley West down because of the extra point, but they have a very good kicker, Jake Gertis. They will kick field goals.
See that play come in. I think they're putting the baby to bed. If you saw the motion from Keating. Let's see what this play is. So he was looking over the middle. It's like for his tight end, and it went incomplete.
Great protection up front. Schuster has all kinds of time, but just throws it behind the receiver off his shoulder pads. That was Zach Davies. So they're going to bring Gertis out, try to get this lead back. And he is definitely, a 37-yarder is definitely within his range.
Oh, absolutely. Has 1 field goal so far. The snap's good, hold good, kick is good. So Valley West drives down, gets a field goal, and they take a 2-point lead now with 1:36 remaining in the half.
Special teams can do wonders for you. Of course, it hurt Valley West with the blocked extra point, but you see Gertis put it right through the uprights there. Nice kick by him, soccer player, strong leg. And that puts Valley West back up on top here with 1:36 remaining here in the first half.
And that took 9 plays. They started back at their own 37. It took a couple minutes off the clock. So Valley West trying to take the lead into the half. Delaware Valley will get the ball back. They have their full complement of timeouts. One of the keys for Delaware Valley was limiting the rushing attack of Valley West. And I got to tell you, I think the Spartans are running just enough to keep them honest.
Yeah, I like what they've done. I mean, Delaware Valley's defense is very good. I mean, they're strong up front. You know, size-wise, they both match up with each other. But I like what Pat Keating's done with the offense here early, and the defense has done a much better job here in this game.
Little squib kick. It's a live ball, and it's still live. The up man had it, but
on the 35-yard line.
Let's see what the call's going to be. A lot of wrestling down there. And they're going to say it will be Delaware Valley ball right at the 35-yard line. Of course, the Warriors every couple of years take their trip to Florida, and they did this year. They opened the season against Central Florida, which is out of Fort Pierce. They beat them 19-14, Chris. And really, Keith Olsmer has made that an annual trip, and I think the players enjoy it.
Yeah, they had a blast down there. It wasn't just the football. They went to Disney World. It's a good experience. Play high-level football. I mean, that Fort Pierce was ranked in the state, and Delaware Valley jumped out to a 19-0 lead and held on. And that's good experience to play against high level, because eventually, Delaware Valley, if they have to go outside the district, Bob, you're going to play teams that are very good here in the state of Pennsylvania. Big schools, Philadelphia, Harrisburg. As you see, they go to Abiso here, maybe trying to catch Valley West off guard with the clock. But right now, DV doesn't seem in any hurry, Bob.
No.
Coming up on a minute mark here.
And Valley West will get the ball to begin the third quarter. Riley to the outside. He completes it.
To number 11, McGee.
It's McGee, I believe.
Tyler McGee.
And he got out of bounds as well, so that'll stop the clock with 54 seconds. Coach Olsummer has all 3 of his timeouts remaining.
At the 47-yard line.
See, he brings the skill players since the play was right there. They're all over there in a huddle.
I expect him to try to get something downfield. They've had success with that this evening. Big 55-yarder on that one drive. So 3 wideouts have come to the near side. Here comes the big rush, and quarterback can't get it out there, trying to hit Secor. Ball's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Yeah, and Riley just didn't get enough mustard on that one. He's got a pretty strong arm, but
on the play.
So we have a penalty marker down too, Bob.
We do, Chris.
But he had to throw basically from the middle of the field all the way to the far sideline, and just couldn't get it there.
So let's see what Earl Harris has to say. Oh, it's a roughing the passer against Valley West, and that's a huge mistake. Something that has plagued the Spartans this year.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was going to be an incomplete pass. The clock is against Valley West. Now you gave him a free 15 yards and another first down. Don't want to do that on a drive like this.
So instead of 4th down, it's 1st down. They have Kelly over the middle, and they're going to have a Warrior touchdown.
Complete to Dylan Kelly.
So another big mistake in the penalties hurts Wyoming Valley West, and they give up a touchdown on the very next play.
Yeah, that's what Dylan Kelly gives you, though. He is explosive. He runs great routes, and he just got past the secondary this time. All Riley had to do was deliver a strike, and you can see right there. Good hands by Kelly, and kept on his feet as well to get 6, and puts DV on a very quick drive here, back in the lead.
Kick is up. Might have been deflected, and it will actually go through. So instead of punting the ball to Valley West, the Warriors find the end zone, and they have a 14-9 lead, 42 seconds remaining in the half. And boy, Coach Keating will have a lot to say at halftime because of that.
Well, no doubt. I mean, the play, obviously, was well executed by Delaware Valley, and he's not going to be happy. But the penalty is what's worse, because you put him in a position where they could strike with one play like that, Bob.
Let's look at another angle of the touchdown.
And he was looking at him the whole way, too. He came from the left side, just running a post pattern, and the safety just didn't get over. I don't know if they were in a zone or a man, but nobody got over the top, and Kelly, again, just ran a good pattern. 6 points for the senior.
65-yard drive, helped by that roughing the quarterback penalty. And the Warriors, 5-point lead. Will Valley West just sit on it, or will try and score? They do get the ball to begin the second half. So at the 15, Davies has it.
On the return,
up past the 30-yard line.
number 41.
Well, the Spartans have 2 timeouts remaining, 36 seconds. But if I'm Pat Keating, I might want to just take it right here. You're only down a score, less than a score actually, and just maybe run something here, just a draw play, see if maybe you can get a big gainer. But last thing you want to do here is turn the ball over.
Absolutely.
And give Delaware Valley a chance to put one more in before halftime. Right now you're in this football game. And you played pretty well, too.
Just is going to start, though, in the shotgun, 4 wideouts. So swings it out there and tried to hit Tyson.
Coach Keating opts to try to maybe make a play downfield, and just gotta be careful if you're Schuster.
Yeah.
Just don't want to make a mistake down here.
From the 32.
Well, yes, played smart. He does not have interceptions.
That's true. And it's two games he's played. He has not turned the ball over himself. Let's see what they try to do here with 33 seconds remaining.
Coach Keating rolling the dice. They'll give it off to Davies.
On
Secures
the
the ball. Coach Olsemer, will he call a timeout? Nope.
No, I think he's happy with these last couple drives for Delaware Valley.
For the Warriors.
And he could have stopped it. He had 3 timeouts remaining, and I think Valley West just going to let this clock run out. And we have a pretty good one here at Spartan Stadium.
Absolutely. Spartans have come out,
At the end of the
show
first
they
half
want to
of
get back
play,
into the win column after losing 2
Delaware
straight,
Valley,
but they'll trail the Warriors by 5 at the half.
Wyoming Valley West Spartans 9.
Aaron Dugan is going to try to get Keith Olsemer, who's probably happy going in. His team not playing all that well. Just enough, though, to have the halftime lead. And let's go down to Aaron now.
Well, Coach, you got to be happy with that 65-yard drive. Kind of a nice boost before you head into the locker room. What are your thoughts right now?
What you just said, pretty excited. We, Dylan Kelly and Nick, they're doing a great job for us this year. Have a long way to go, but boy, it's nice to have that momentum going in the half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Aaron. So coming up at the half, we'll have a report from the Fox 56 news team, and then Aaron has some special guests back on the field. At the half, Delaware Valley leads 14-9.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Spartan Stadium for Friday Night Rivals. You're watching MyTV WQMY. Del Val up 14-9 over Valley West at the half. I'm Aaron Dugan. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a great game tonight. There's always great athletic teams here at Valley West, and the field hockey team is no exception. Joining me now is 2 of their stars. We have Madison Woods and Photo Tosolis. Girls, thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about who you have back this year. I know there's a whole bunch of girls back.
Yes, we have 10 returning starters from last year, which is so exciting because now we could just focus on building off all the talent that we've already had coming back. So it's going to be a great season. I'm very excited.
Absolutely. And Photo, I know yourself included, you have a lot of leaders out on the field. Who's really stepping forward and making a big impact?
I mean, us as seniors, we've all played together, and now that we are finally seniors, we can all come together, and, really play it out and get the goal. Yeah.
Absolutely. So off to a really, really hot start. Some very exciting wins to talk about. First, we'll talk about Selinsgrove. It's been a while since you beat them, right?
Yes, we always play Selinsgrove in the beginning of the year because they are an excellent team, and it's a great way for us to see, what things we need to work on during the season. So to get a win over them, it's a great confidence booster for the season.
Talk about a confidence booster. How about beating Crestwood, which you guys just did? Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, last year we started at a 1-1 tie, and we knew it was going to be a tough game going in. But, we had our student section behind us, and the whole class, we just, we did a great job at that game, and we built a foundation for the rest of the season that we can now go off of.
Yeah, I know you really wanted to shout out your student section because You love them, right?
The student section is amazing. We want to just give a big shout out to them because they have so much energy, especially Colin Coltis, because he just brings so much to the student section, and we love them. We really do.
He's not the one that smashed the watermelon off his head, is he?
That was Noah Cassatt. Shout out to Noah Cassatt, too, because he just smashed a watermelon off his head for the student section, and that's not dedication. I don't know what is, so.
Shout out. He is hard-headed.
Yeah.
Well, hey, best of luck the rest of the season. Way to go with those big wins, and thanks for stopping to chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us here on MyTV, WQNY. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Spartan Stadium. We're at the half. The Warriors lead Valley West 14-9. Bob I, Chris Kaharski up in the press box right there, over near the VA a little bit. And, you know, we're not going to wave because you can't see us, Chris, right? But a very good game so far. Well played on both sides. Valley West took advantage early on of some field position, got up early. As we take a look at some highlights, it took a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, again, the mistake early by Delaware Valley on the bad snap and got the field position Valley West favor, and they went on a 48-yard drive, and you see the power football that Valley West is used to showing us at times, and Zach Davies going in from 3 yards out to give the first touchdown of the game.
Hey, well, Delaware Valley responded with a nice drive of their own. This to Jensic for a 50-yard drive.
Yeah, and it shows right there, a lot of different weapons for Delaware Valley. Kelly, Jensic, doesn't matter. Here's a weapon for Pat Keating. Boy, I tell you what, that's a beautiful kick. High school kickers, I tell you what, there's some good ones in this area, and Jake Curtis definitely one of them.
Then after a roughing the quarterback call on the Spartans, that big play right there, Riley to Kelly, and that's where we stand right now.
Yeah, again, that penalty put Delaware Valley within striking distance, and then Riley and Kelly make the Spartans pay for that penalty with the beautiful hookup on the post pattern, and that's how we go into halftime. Very competitive game. Both teams have still made some mistakes, Bob, but overall I thought Delaware Valley started playing better in that second quarter, but give Valley West credit. They're hanging in there. It's been a rough start for the Spartans this season, but it doesn't look like they're an 0-2 team here tonight.
Both quarterbacks playing pretty well. No turnovers of sorts. Schuster, 6 of 11, playing pretty well. Riley on the opposite side, 8 of 12, 125 yards. He does have a touchdown pass.
Actually, he's got two. Riley's got two touchdown passes.
That's right.
And you know he's a kid who's going to put up numbers. That's the way Delaware Valley's offense is built. I think in the first game against Fort Pierce, Obiso ran for 100 and Riley threw for 250. They're just an offensive juggernaut, and if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to score a lot of points. They don't get in too many defensive battles. In fact, this is probably one of the lower scores you would see from Delaware Valley at halftime. And that's a credit to Valley West. They've done a good job defensively, and they forced the Warriors to make some mistakes early in this game, and it's going to be an interesting second half to see how both coaches adjust.
Some interesting games in District 2. We'll take a look at the scoreboard, courtesy of NEPAfootball.com. In the Valley, Wyoming area leading Berwick in a low-scoring one, 6-3. Coughlin losing to Crestwood 14-7. Dallas rebounding from their loss last week to the Bulldogs, beating Pittston area 24-7 at the half. Other scores from the Valley: Myers beating Hanover 14-6. And you have an update on the Williamsport Hazelton score, Chris?
Hazelton's up 19-7. 3 turnovers by the Millionaires has given some gifts to Hazelton area. So how about if Hazelton holds on in this game and beats Valley West and Williamsport back-to-back games? That would be the early story of the year here in District 2 football.
Williamsport, of course, will take on the Spartans next week out there. Lackawanna Football Conference, Mid-Valley shutting out Carbondale at the half 13-0. Dunmore easily beating Lakeland 27-0 at the half. Honesdale playing Tunkhannock. They're winning 29-14. That's the second quarter score. How about Scranton Prep? They have not given up any points yet on the defensive side, Chris. And it looks like that will go into, 12 quarters now. 3 games. It's 23-0 over Lake Lehman. Riverside, Susquehanna tied at 6 at the half. Old Forge easily beating Montrose 32-0. North Pocono beating Wallenpaupack 28-10 at the half. Western Wayne taking care of Northwest 21-7. And the big one at Scranton Memorial Stadium, the Knights leading Valley View 21-7.
How about Western Wayne? I mean, again, they win the Eastern Conference last year for Randy Wolf's first season, and they have taken care of business last year in the first half of the season and the second half. Now, this is going to be interesting for the Wildcats because they obviously struggled against the bigger schools once they got into conference play. Will that be the story this year as well? Maybe not. Maybe Randy Wolf's got them playing at a higher level where they can compete with the West Scrantons and the Valley Views and the North Poconos of the world. We'll have to wait and see, but he's done a great job in only a second year. Of course, he's a Keith Olsummer disciple. He was with Coach Olsummer up at Delaware Valley for years before taking over the Wildcats program. And obviously Hazelson's the other story, Bob. That's Mike Brennan has been preaching that they're eventually going to get there. They're eventually going to get back to being a team that is going to be a force in the Wyoming Valley Conference. A win tonight, then he's absolutely dead on that they are back as a major player in the Wyoming Valley Conference.
Of course, they beat Valley West right here, 17-15. Let's get back to this game. Spartans will get the ball. What do you want to see from them? Just maybe some continuation of what they've done so far in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, again, they got to stop some of the mistakes which Coach Keating emphasized when we talked to him before the game. They haven't really had a big play yet. You know, they need to. Last 2 years, they had Sean Judge. And how many big plays did he have? He used to have 3 or 4 a half. And we haven't seen that from anybody yet. So, and that's not like they don't have anybody capable of it. They do. Somebody's got to break one for them and give that big play, splash play, like they like to call it in the NFL.
So Davies takes it, and he's up to the 35, and our own Aaron Dugan had a chance to talk to Coach Keating as he walked out from halftime. Aaron?
Yeah, Bob, I got a chance to chat with him a little bit coming out of the locker room. I asked him about that 65-yard drive heading into the half. He said, hey, we have to forget about it, but again, just another case of just shooting themselves in the foot, the 15-yard penalty, the blown coverage. He wants to see more communication on the back end, and he really wants to limit the mistakes as much as possible, guys.
Thank you, Aaron. Sean Mikovic, their leading runner so far, 4 carries for 23 yards. Nowhere to go for Davies, and a loss of 1 by Scalia.
Yeah, again, that's why Scalia was inserted in the starting lineup this week, Bob. He's earned that spot the first 2 weeks. You see him right in there. This is an important drive, I think, for Valley West. Not necessarily to score right away, Bob, but or to score on the drive, but to get some movement down the field, because right now DV has the momentum after that last drive at the end of the first half.
Play action. Good catch by Mikovic. Gain of about 3, 3rd and long facing Wyoming Valley West.
Schuster took a shot from John Boyd right when he released the football, but 2 things I'll say. It's a good throw. Again, it leads the runner upfield so he can turn easily and get some yards after the catch. The one thing I'd like to see better from Schuster is the ball fake. If they're going to run play action, you got to sell it a little bit better. And that's an experience. I get that. We saw some good ball fakes from Riley in that first half on play action. That's one thing I think he needs to do a little bit better is sell that running play, freeze those linebackers. You have more room in between the secondary and the linebackers, that soft cushion right in the middle of the field.
Some pressure put on the junior quarterback. Tucks his head, gains of 1, but the punt team will have to come on for Wyoming Valley West.
Again, there's John Boyd once again. He's been bothersome to this Valley West offense. You'll see him again get a good path towards Schuster, but he shows some athleticism here. Not much there, a lot of white shirts, but again, good coverage downfield by the Warriors, and Delaware Valley got what they wanted, a 3 and out to start the second half.
Lasky's kick taken by Kelly. Up for about 5 yards. The Warrior offense coming on at their own 38-yard line.
Good special teams coverage by the Spartans, not letting Kelly get away from them. Again, he's one of those kids who can make a big play at any time. We saw that with the 38-yard touchdown pass right at the end of the first half.
So the Warriors now looking for a drive themselves that maybe could put this game
first down for the Warriors
out of reach a little bit.
At the 39.
Back to the eye. Obiso, the eye back. They're going to go deep again and just out of the reach
Riley's
of
pass.
C.J. Anderson, but that time good coverage down there by Davis.
Everything was good on that play except the connection between the quarterback and the receiver. Watch where Riley throws the football and watch where Anderson runs. Anderson flattened out his pattern instead of going downfield. I'm not saying which one was right or wrong because we don't know. But they definitely were not on the same page. If they were, Bob, that's 6 points.
So movement by the Valley West defense.
Obiso, the ball
They
carrier.
give Obiso no running room. About a yard, 3rd down and long, coming up for DV.
Adams.
Solomon
and
in there
Bright
along with Adams.
on the tackle. 3rd and 8.
So a big 3rd down, Chris, now for the Spartans defense to get off the field.
Absolutely, Bob. Right now, the pressure is on Valley West. They're only down 5 points. They don't want to let this one get away from them. The offense couldn't get it done on the first drive. The defense can get them the ball right back here.
Down the middle again. Kelly comes over, but really not open. And the defense holds.
Broken up on
That was a great play by Deion Davis, because if you watch Kelly, the experienced receiver.
By Ismail.
That was actually Woods, 21.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was, no, 22, wasn't it?
21 and 22 back there.
Yeah, 20, you're right. 21 got his hand on the ball at the last second there, because that's the experience of Dylan Kelly, adjusting to the ball there. Now, that would have been an incredible catch if he would have brought it in. But give the defender credit. He did get a hand out there, knock it down to make sure that Kelly could not catch the football.
So Anderson, the kick. Ismail from his 17.
Ismail.
10-yard return. Here comes Schuster and company back on. Let's see if they can get a nice drive.
The defenses win the battle on the first drive for both teams, Bob. DV gets a 3-and-out. Wyoming Valley West gets a 3-and-out. So right now, in a game where there's only 23 points, and we've seen this series where there's games with 23 points in the first quarter, I think the defenses are the story here. And which offense can break through in this second half, try to take control of this game.
Delaware Valley won last year's matchup 29-13 up in Milford. Just a little pump and go. Let's see if they can connect. They do. Big play for Valley West. Making the catch is Blasky, and the Spartans are in great position.
And there's the play we were talking about, right, coming out of halftime. Where is Valley West big playmakers? And you'll see two things here. First of all, perfect throw by Schuster, but even more important, Blasky never stopped running on the pattern. And Schuster gave him enough air underneath the football to run underneath it and make the play, a touchdown-saving tackle that time by Anthony Catalano for the Warriors. But Valley West now moves into DV territory.
Flag comes in. I thought that was a great pass from Schuster. Put it right where he needed it to be for 45 yards. And we're going to have a flag down.
You got a dead ball. You got a false start. Offense. Repeat first.
Another minor mistake for Valley West. Let's see if it costs them.
And they came out in that wildcat look again with Darian Tyson taking the direct snap. And of course, we might see that change now that DV saw it. Remember a couple years ago, Bob, it seemed like everybody was running that,
that
that
was
wildcat.
very popular. Yep.
And it kind of disappeared. And then you saw the NFL, the zone read, that's kind of disappeared. That's how it is in football. It's all trends.
So Tyson with some running room up to the 15, 25, excuse me.
And that was a different play there. It looked like almost like an option type play. And nice job again. That sees how Tyson can explode through the hole there. They want to get the ball in his hands. He's definitely a player that can make those plays that we talked about. I mean, Sean Judge was so good here for so long. Tyson could be that type of player.
Stay in at quarterback, this time hand it off. No running room for Mikovic.
I think that was Haney who got in there, the big nose tackle. Yeah, he meets him there along with Boyd. Boyd and Haney have been very good up front for Delaware Valley. These guys are big and strong, and they've made their presence felt here at Spartan Stadium tonight.
Mikovic, 23 carries, a $127 and a touchdown last week against the Cougars. This night it's been held in check a little bit. Schuster in at quarterback. Tucked it and got taken down quickly by McCarthy.
Tackled by number 57.
No gain, maybe a loss of 1. 4th down on the way.
Yeah, John McCarthy, he's the other defensive lineman there, and Schuster might have pulled the trigger a little early there, Bob. I thought maybe he should be a little more patient. But this is going to force Valley West to do something here on 4th and 7. Can't punt the ball away. They think it's too long for Gertis, so they're going to go for it.
So did that 5-yard penalty hurts the Spartans. Schuster with room. Big catch and a bigger hit put on. But holding on to the ball was Tyson up to the 16 and a 1st down.
What a catch by Tyson to hold on to that football, because Dylan Kelly lays the wood on the Spartan receiver, and give Tyson all the credit in the world on that one. You'll see guys on Sundays not holding the footballs, taking hits like that. He held on to it, gets his team the 1st down. But Kelly, boy, can he hit. I told you, Bob, that's where he really is his strength. He's a great receiver, but he's even a better defender.
Kelly being sought after by some Division I schools. Back to the ground. Mikovic powers his way to the 10.
That was his best run of the night right there. Initial contact, running over people. Mikovic obviously is a player who can play some power football, and you saw it on that play. That's a very good run. I'll tell you what, that Tyson catch might have pumped up this Valley West offense a little bit here. As you're going to see the hit again, different angle. Boy, great job by Tyson to hold on to that football. Two good football players. Plays by two good football players on that sequence.
Mikovic, a little spin. I think he's going to have enough for a 1st down. And if he does, it will be 1st and goal Valley West from the 6.
You saw a different running style by Mikovic there. Last time we talked about him, he's running over people. This time, a couple spin moves off tacklers. And I think you're right, Bob. He did get the 1st down. So right now, Valley West going downhill is keyed by that big pass play downfield and then the 4th down conversion. And right now, Valley West is pushing all the right buttons.
Yeah, two big tackles off the left side. Davies trying to power it in and gets to about the 4-yard line.
The 3-yard line.
So who you see in there, Chris? You got Solomon at 280, Adams at 270 off that left-hand side, and they give the ball to the big fullback.
Catalano.
So power football by the Spartans.
No doubt, power versus power. Who's going to win the battle? Let's face it, that's what football was built on, Bob. I mean, you go back to the old days when they barely threw the football. It was all about who was the better team from a power standpoint. And that's what we're seeing right here. We're seeing a battle of wills between these two teams on this goal line sequence.
There's power, and the quarterback. Touchdown by Tyson in.
Number 13.
And the Spartans take the lead back.
Darian Tyson.
Watch the reaction of Tyson after the touchdown. Again, he took that big hit to keep this drive alive. Barry Tyson making his presence felt here at Spartan Stadium. And a great drive by the Spartans to get the lead back. Extra point pending.
Warriors.
I think they're going to go for 2, try to get it to a 3-point lead. Just the back still on the field. And they will go for it.
Timeout.
And timeout called by the Warriors.
Delaware Valley.
So the Spartans march 9 plays, 73 yards. Coach Keating's team has a 15-14 lead, looking to go for 2.
I have to be honest with you, Bob. I would kick it here, and here's why. You start. I think it's still too early to play the numbers game. I think you want to try to get every point you can because there's a lot could happen with missed extra points or you kick field goals and the numbers change. I mean, I know a lot of people see the math. Why it doesn't make any sense, but I'm still a guy when you're still not in the fourth quarter. I don't like to play the numbers game. I've seen it backfire in too many coaches at different levels. Not that again, it's a bad call. It's just that's the way I would play it. You disagree, don't you? No? I thought maybe.
No, I don't disagree.
Okay.
So let's take a look at the Valley West schedule going forward. Of course, going to Williamsport next week, a win here, boy, they'll be in a better position. They have Dallas, Paul Pack, Abington, Berwick, Crestwood, and the end of the season with Coughlin.
Well, right there in the middle of their schedule, Bob, you see the 2 5A teams, Paul Pack and Abington Heights. Paul Pack very young, but got a nice win last week against West Scranton. And then Abington Heights is really struggling this year. Their first 2 games, they were mercy ruled. So here we go with the 2-point conversion now.
Tyson, a quarterback, is going to get the edge and get in for the 2-point conversion.
Beautifully executed play, sealing the corner. Nobody out there for DV, and that does put them back up a field goal now. And some momentum for the Spartans.
That there is. A 3-point lead for Wyoming Valley West.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
So there's 3:49 remaining in this third quarter. Valley West just has taken a 3-point lead. After the kick, Delaware Valley will have the ball back at the 27-yard line. And I have to tell you, I like the way the Spartans are playing on the defensive side. They're not getting, they let up a couple big plays, Chris, through the air, but on the ground, they're really limiting what the Warriors have done. So Bacarso will get the carry. He finds room, and he gets into the secondary. A 13-yard gain.
On the carry.
Nice job that time. Delaware Valley up front, trying to get some of that edge back. This was well blocked, a good run. See, one of the big paws, I believe that was Sammy Solomon, tried to get the hold of the back, but first down yardage on the first carry of this drive.
The one thing the Warriors try to do, they try to wear you down and play to the fourth quarter. I think Keith Olsmer is trying to do that here with using some backups in there, give Apizzo a rest. Back to the air they go, down to Anderson, and in and out of his hands. Down there was Davis this time to disrupt the pass.
He had him open. And the receiver, Anderson, had to slow up just a little bit here. But look at that throw. That's 50 yards in the air, Bob. So it's hard to say Riley had to throw it farther. I don't know if he could. Defense did a good job to recover, though, as well. But they had 6 points there. Maybe if he throws it a second earlier, the defensive back can't recover. But good job by the Spartans to make sure that play didn't happen.
Warriors keeping the Spartans honest on first down. They go to the air instead of the ground. So get right to Bacarso, runs right into that big defensive line. 1 yard.
So it's interesting about Balcarcel getting the carries here in the late third quarter. Don't know if there's anything wrong with Obiso or just trying to give him a breather. He does play both ways. But now, only a yard gain. Delaware Valley finds themselves in a passing situation where this is where the Spartans have been pretty good on the defensive side of the ball.
From the 42.
And they're going to bring a whole new set out here for Delaware Valley, different group of personnel, and spread them out.
A little bit of rush put on by Riley, and he short arms it. Coming back to make the catch was Secor, and it's a first down.
Great play by Secor. As again, the pressure got to Riley a little bit. I don't even know if they might even hit his arm a little bit on this. No, it looks like he got it off clean, but that's a great play by Secor. Coming back to the football. You teach young receivers that all the time. You got to come back, makes a diving catch, keeps the drive alive here into Spartan territory.
So a big third down conversion, new set of downs on the way. Back with Carso.
Carso, the ball carrier.
He finds good room for, let's say, 10.
He's got a little hop in his step, too. Getting fresh legs here in the second half. Did not carry the ball in the first half. And that's just good blocking up front, too, again, by DV. Not trying to take anything away from the running back, but he's had two pretty good lanes there, and the two long carries on this drive, both 10 yards.
Back to the ground game. That time,
on the carry.
The Spartans' defense is there with Solomon and Adams in the middle.
Somebody got into the backfield there. Is that Bleish,
Solomon
maybe?
and Bleish on the tackle.
Somebody got a hold of his ankle. You can see him, yeah.
Jockle.
Was that Jockle? Yeah, that's who actually broke up the play because he got his foot, and then the rest of the defenders were able to come over then because he stumbled right into the pile. But good penetration that time by Jockle.
We have seen some long drives by both teams tonight. Play action to the middle again, and this time trying to get it to Heaney, the other tight end.
For Brendan Heaney.
And Riley was under pressure. I think he needed another second to throw that football. Sammy Solomon
3rd and 8.
Getting in Riley's face here. And yeah, he just overthrew Haney on the play. And again, if he has another second, maybe he can lay that up for a little longer. But good pressure that time by Solomon for the Spartans. And we're back to where we just were the last set of downs, about 3rd and 9. They went to Secor last time. Let's see where they go on this down.
4 wideouts back in. Middle screen to Bacarso as running room.
Riley's pass.
Sheds one tackler out of bounds at the 25, a gain of 14.
Again, I'm just kind of speculating here, Bob, but we haven't seen Obiso on this drive. We haven't seen Kelly on a 3rd and 9 not on the field. So I don't know if Coach Olsummer's just getting fresh legs in there or those two players are having some issues. Don't forget, they both play both ways. So interesting Kelly wasn't in on that big 3rd down.
Power formation. There's Obiso. Stood up by Davies and Makovic.
So that answers the question about Obiso. He's okay. They were just, again, giving him a breather, and they got some good yardage out of the backup. So it's a nice luxury to have if you're Keith Olsummer. We do have an injury on the field, so we'll see. It's one of the Spartans. We'll see if we can figure out who that is. But right now with the injury timeout.
Carson Canavan is down on the ground. He is a 6-foot junior. He's one of their linebackers. So Coach Olsummer is bringing his team over, and
when you put something in the freezer, it's for later. That's why Wendy's makes your hamburger with fresh beef, never frozen. Wendy's believes that a great hamburger starts with cooking fresh beef, not thawing it like some other guys. That's Wendy's.
Well, I thank Wendy's for sponsoring Friday Night Rivals here on MyTV WQMY.
Also, Grotto Pizza.
Next week, we'll be down in the Heartland Conference as Sealands Grove takes on Shikellamy in the Rally by the River. How about some standings going into tonight? We talk about Lackawanna Football Conference Division 2, one of the most competitive divisions, I think, in northeastern Pennsylvania and in District 2. Valley View losing. North Pocono was winning. Prep, but again, with that great defense. Honesdale not playing bad. Western Wayne, we talked about them. Kind of surprised at West Scranton going in 0-2.
Well, they haven't had their quarterback or their running back, so to me that's not surprising. But the other 5 teams are playing pretty good football right now. You know, North Pocono and Scranton Prep are playing the lighter parts of their schedule right now. Valley View's actually playing the harder part, playing the 2 6A teams back to back. And you know, Honesdale, Western Wayne, we'll find out more about them when they get into conference play. Obviously, Western Wayne and Scranton Prep are the smaller schools in this conference, but Honesdale's the interesting team to me. We'll see how good the Hornets are because they've looked very good through the 3 games. Of course, Butch Keller helping out head coach Mike Jerkowski up there. I had somebody who saw the game the other day. Back to the Delaware wing tee, Bob. Back to the old days of Honesdale football.
Canavan walks off. 2nd down on the way. Back to McCarcel. Cuts it inside. Has a 1st down and more up to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, but it's coming back. They're going to get a hold right where he made his cut, Bob, unfortunately. That's a great run once again. Love the fresh legs. They have really gotten some good yardage here. And obviously, that penalty hurts the Warriors.
So the Warriors with a big mistake on this drive. That will back them up. So both teams making some key mistakes tonight. 24 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. So it goes back to the 29-yard line. So that big play comes off the board.
At the 34.
2nd down remains. This drive started at the Warrior 27-yard line with 3:45 on the clock, or this will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Trying to set up something, and he's sacked behind the line of scrimmage by Sammy Solomon. His 1st sack of the season.
Well, Solomon's been causing some havoc.
The end of the 3rd quarter.
Getting into the backfield. Finally, he will get to Riley here.
17.
Nice job by the pressure, not just by Solomon, but overall for the defense. And this is going to make an interesting start to this 4th quarter.
Well, we got ourselves a ball game. It should be an exciting one. It's 17-14, the home team. Welcome back. 3-point lead for the home team, the Spartans. Back on the field, it's 3rd down and 29 after the sack put on by the Spartans. So good job by Wyoming Valley West. Nick Riley, the quarterback, out. Finds Secor, who gets a lot of that back inside the 20.
Secor.
So about a 25-yard gain.
Yeah, not too bad considering what the down and distance was. Secor with his 2nd big catch in this game. And
4.
I was going to say here, maybe try to get some of this yardage back, punt them, pin them back there, Bob. And now Coach Olsheimer's Warriors have a chance to get this 1st down.
Yeah, instead of bringing the field goal kicker out to try and tie it up, they're going to go for it on 4th down and play the field position battle. Even if they don't make it, still plenty of time in this game. A lot of movement by the Spartans. A little over the middle pass to Heaney. Heaney's got it just inside the 15 for a 1st down.
Good.
Well, who did Nick Riley look for? The biggest target on the field. This was a quick tight end dump. You see him line up there, just turns around at the 1st down marker. Davies was there, had good coverage, just too big of a target. And now Delaware Valley knocking on the door to take the lead back.
Spartans defense maybe getting a little bit tired. Riley looking to the end zone. His other tight end tries to hit him. Ryan Insick, the fullback, I should say, out of the backfield.
Well, they run the play action out of the power I, so your receiver options are your tight ends. Yensick is the upper man, and then you got Kidd in the end zone, so neither one was really open on the play. That's good coverage by Valley West. But when you run that formation, Bob, doesn't leave you with many options. You're trying to catch the other team off guard. And Spartans weren't caught sleeping on that one.
Riley, really no one open. Squeezes it in and finally gets
pass.
Kelly, but it's off his hands.
Intended for Dylan Kelly. Incomplete.
He actually had Secor in the back of the end zone here, Bob.
Third
They go with the
and
play
10.
action again. Surprised they didn't try to run the ball
From the
here.
14.
If you look, though, Kelly actually had some distance. He cleared some distance, too. The ball was just a little too hot by Riley, but Secor definitely in the back of the end zone. Now, that'd be a tough throw because you're running to your right. You'd have to kind of plant yourself and turn and throw back to the left. But Secor was open on the play.
Hands on the hips for the Spartan defense. This is the 15th play, Chris, of this drive. Almost 5.5 minutes off the clock.
Riley's
Connects,
pass.
Riley does, but there to make the stop was Woods, short of a first down. Let's see now if the field goal team comes on.
Kelly makes the reception, but he gets up limping. So I don't know if he was hurt in an earlier play, Bob, because we didn't see him for a while on several different plays, or again, they were just giving him rest, but that time he did get up hobbling a little bit. So DV is going to bring the field goal unit out and try to tie this game up.
27-yard field goal for Sorrell. Blocked at the line of scrimmage, and the Spartans hold.
By the Spartans. They take over on downs.
I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, there were gray shirts all over.
23, Makovic on the block.
Didn't get a good angle at it there, but it's almost like DV up front. It wasn't even where the ball was snapped, or actually they just got a couple guys ran over.
I think it was Jocko maybe. Looked like 88 might have got in there.
That'll maintain the Spartans' lead. Great special teams play by Wyoming Valley West.
Now the Spartans trying to hold on to that 3-point lead. Back to the ground. Makovic up for a couple.
Makovic, the ball carrier. Tackle.
Here it is again, Chris, different angle.
Yeah, again.
Mancilia.
Yeah, just right up the middle. Well, actually,
Makovic.
Yeah. There were just too many gray shirts in there. Coach Olsummer rewatches that one on film, is not going to be happy. That was not well blocked by DV. Great effort though by the Spartans to get in there and keep this lead.
So this week, Valley West has the 3-point lead. Last week they were trying to get a last-second touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie Hazleton. Where Delaware Valley trailed Valley View late in that game, they came back and won.
By number 6, Henderson.
I'll tell you what about Valley West, Chris. They're not a rah-rah team. They're not jumping around or anything. It seems like they're just going about their business. They know what has to be done, and they've done it tonight.
Yeah, they've been impressive. It's again, they're 0-2, but if you look at it now, you're 0-2 against looks like two pretty good football teams. Scranton's looks like they're going to 3-0, and
yeah.
Hazleton's about to pull an upset over Williamsport.
Oh, high snap. This was to Tyson, who was back in the Wildcat, and he's going to lose a lot of yardage. Back to the 13, so that's a big mistake for Valley West.
Yeah, no chance for Tyson on this play, again, to try to get the first down. And Delaware Valley got what they wanted, a 3-and-out. So they'll get the ball back with pretty good field position. Kelly is back to return the punt, though, Bob. I don't think he's 100%, though. It seems like he's favoring one of those legs, so we'll keep an eye on him the rest of this half because he's, of course, a very important player.
Flag down. Very low kick. Really, it goes, 8-10 yards, if that, Chris? But a flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
Valley West better hope this is on DV because they like a do-over here. Nothing went right on that punt for the Spartans. Yeah, this is not going to be good news for...
White or gray.
Yeah, so it was a legal formation. That was the least of their problems. The snap was bad. The punter had to get rid of it quickly. The punt was bad. And DV, again, special teams for both sides really on these last two possessions. The blocked field goal and then the bad snap and bad punt. So special teams making their mark.
So Delaware Valley has it at the 22, 7:57 remaining. They go back to the line of scrimmage. Abiso. And that is a face mask in there. We didn't have that the other time.
Well, if you remember when they were down here the last time, Bob, they kind of went towards the pass. And I was wondering a little bit why they weren't trying to run the football. So they go back to their bread and butter here with Obiso. Gets a decent game, but there's even more tacked on because of the face mask. We saw 3 flags come in. Pretty obvious call for the officials.
Coach Keating kept talking about mistakes, and we've seen 3 in a row. High snap, bad punt, and now a face mask. And this is going to help Delaware Valley.
Personal foul. Face mask. Great. That's going to be a first down.
That's going to take it inside the 10. First and goal. Warriors down by 3.
First and goal from the 9.
To Abiso up the middle. About 3. Adams on the stop, and now, boy, this Spartan defense looked a little bit tired last drive. Has to find some energy to hold DV out of the end zone.
From the 7.
Big rush come in. Insick has running room. They're going to give it to him. They do. Touchdown, Delaware Valley.
Good for a Warrior touchdown.
Ryan Insick, his second touchdown of the season, and it's a big one. It puts the Warriors back out in front.
And I think Coach Olsummer sensed what you were saying, Bob, that Valley West was tired. And they just went to power football there. A little bit of a counter play to Yensick, his second touchdown of the game. 1 receiving, now 1 rushing. And big extra point coming up here, though, for the Warriors. Put them up by 4.
It is up, and it is good. So Delaware Valley takes advantage of the Valley West mistakes, and they take a 4-point lead. Aaron Dugan down with a special guest, I think, from the Valley West Band.
17. Yeah, Bob, even though DV is up right now, there's still a lot of spirit going on here on the Valley West sidelines. I'm here now with Joe Kanopke. He is a senior from Valley West and the drum major. Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
So talk to me a little bit about your group and what makes you guys so special.
We treat each other like family, which is what's really interesting about this group of people. We have so much heart here because we come from Plymouth and we're not very privileged as a band. The band funded most of the instruments ourselves. We got the money ourselves, and because of that we have a lot of spirit and we act as a family.
So as a senior being named drum major, what did that mean to you?
It was really important to me and just a huge moment in my life because it's helping me as I try to move my way toward being a music educator, and this experience in front of a band is such a big deal.
That's fantastic. So quickly, I want to ask you about your pregame performance. A lot of modern music, really fun. Just tell me about it.
The show is titled Them, and it depicts social diversity and how different types of social groups fight. But the premise of it is that there really isn't any them. There isn't them, an enemy. We're all humans. We're all together on this earth, and sometimes we need to just act like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping to chat with us.
Thank you.
On the return, there are flags on the play.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Darian Tyson with a big return, and he'll get a face mask on top of it. And Valley West is in business inside Warrior territory. Well, that's what the doctor ordered, Chris. Big return and a penalty.
Yeah, you know what? Every time something negative has happened to Valley West, they bounce back. They bounce back with a positive. So great return.
Face mask.
Great return, and then you get the extra 15 tacked on, and they're in business here. Lots of time left in this game, Bob, for both teams, really. This could come down to whoever has the ball last. Very cliche, but could be the case.
Field goal does not get the job done. So looking for a touchdown. Spartans bring in 3 wideouts. Best field position to start on the evening. Schuster going to go for it all on first down. And it is intercepted at the goal line. Dylan Kelly.
Intercepted by Kelly.
Kelly up to the 40-yard line and a big turnover.
Schuster's pass. Intercepted by number 1, Dylan Kelly.
Well, watch, again, this is the old tip drill. They were trying to fake the bubble screen there, and they just threw downfield. Now, you see that one defender tips it right into Kelly's hands. That was number 13.
Catalano.
Catalano got the first hand on it. Valley West wanted interference on the play, Bob.
First and 10.
But really, the ball wasn't thrown where the receiver was at, and
on the 40
Catalano got a hand on it first and tipped it right up to Kelly, who had a nice return as well. So, unfortunate bounce for Valley West on a attempted trick play that just didn't work.
Schuster first interception of the season, and for Kelly, his 3rd of the year on the defensive side. So the Warriors going to go back to the ground game to put this one away. But Carso, just a couple.
Del Carso, the ball carrier.
Here's another look at the interception.
Anyone who finds a phone.
Yeah, they wanted
lost phone.
The call on number 11.
Bring to the press box.
There, Bob.
If you find a lost phone. Thank you.
Again, there was some contact, but again, that ball was thrown too much to the middle of the field.
So Samsung.
That was Josh Kennedy, I believe. Nope, I'm sorry. That was on the other side. The other 11.
Tyler McGee.
Tyler McGee. But again, they didn't get fooled by the bubble screen. They were faking the bubble screen, didn't get fooled. 2 defenders down there, ended up being 3, and DB makes a big defensive play. Look at this play.
There's Makovich in the backfield. He sends McCarso back to the 35, 3rd and long, facing the Warriors.
Oh, that's a huge play there by Makovich. That's just imposing your will. Coming in, not a good block by the fullback that time, Jensic. And the back has nowhere to go. So you go from 2nd and 7 now to 3rd and long. And Valley West has a chance to get the ball back here if they can get a stop on 3rd down.
Valley West defense not giving in. Riley out to Kelly, way short. And the Spartan defense holds, they'll get the ball back.
Great defensive play
for 4 yards
by Makovich once again. They try to get Kelly in some open space here, crossing pattern. I mean, they threw short of the down marker, obviously, hoping maybe Kelly could break a tackle. Watch Makovich come over, make sure he doesn't get away, get some help, and the Warriors will be forced to punt the football away. And Valley West still alive here with 4.5 minutes remaining.
Ismail back. He'll have a return, but can't get a block and is driven down for about a 3-yard gain, and the Spartans will have it at their own 21-yard line.
By number 85.
So 4:20 on the clock, 3 timeouts, Chris, and
Arlen.
This could be the drive to end the game.
Ishmael makes a nice play to make the first man miss, but
take over.
Good special teams play there.
On the 21.
Nate Harlan.
Nate Harlan for DV. Make sure Ishmael can't have a big return. So don't forget, Valley West has to score a touchdown. Field goal does you no good. That's why that extra point by DV was so huge after the last touchdown. We've seen some block kicks here today. And that's a big extra point, and now we got movement up front by the Spartans.
Yeah, I think it's going to go against Valley West. Back them up 5.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense. Repeat first.
Brings up a 1st and 15 from the 16-yard line.
You can almost feel the frustration in Coach Keating's face there as he's giving the play in to his junior quarterback, Jake Schuster. He's played pretty well tonight. Did have his first interception on the last drive. Not all his fault. Real option play, and really that broke down right from the beginning, Chris. A loss of 4.
Tackle by number 43.
Yeah, going in the wrong direction on this play, and Delaware Valley's defense now stepping it up. It's just a slow developing play, Bob. It's a tough play to run against an aggressive Delaware defense.
Second down from the 16-yard line.
Valley West, not too urgent yet. Schuster cannot take a sack, and he does. He's going to
is sacked on the play.
throw it down to the ground. Makovich was right there. He's going to say, I had a receiver.
Michael Chapman.
Or I should say, number 26 was there. Zach McDaniels, it looked like.
DV's defense is stepping up here, Bob. Now it's going to be a tough situation here for Valley West. Spartans have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
So they're going to give him a sack, second of the night.
And 21
by the Spartans.
From the Spartan 10-yard line.
Under 3 minutes to play here in the game. Just a down, and he throws it. And is it intercepted? They're going to have looking at the officials, and they do.
Tyler McGee.
Picked off by Tyler McGee.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like a punt, Bob. I mean, you're third and forever.
Probably not a wise decision by the junior quarterback, but a great catch on the sidelines by McGee, juggling it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a great play by McGee, but again, I don't think it's that harmful on the 3rd and long, Bob. Yeah, maybe your punt would have been longer, but you take a chance there. Now you got to get a stop. You're going to have to use your timeouts here to get the ball back.
Riley going to fake it. They're going to go for it.
Riley's pass.
Intended for Kidd, and good defense there by Brendan Woods, number 21, to break it up. So it stops the clock.
Yeah, that's surprising by DV. I thought at this point, Bob, with the lead, and want to make them use their timeouts up.
Darian Tyson, I believe, there instead on the defense. So that goes in favor of Wyoming Valley West. Don't have to use a timeout. Spartans defense going to take a risk. Gets the fullback ridden down quickly by Adams.
Tackle by number 99.
There's the first timeout taken by Coach Keating.
At number 77, Blake. Timeout Spartans. Their first of the second half.
So the Warriors, looking to go 3-0, will be home next week for the first time this season, and they'll take on the Invaders of West Scranton.
Yeah, they'll have 3 home games. The second one on that schedule is very interesting, Bob. North Pocono obviously headed to 3-0 tonight as well, so if both teams can serve next week, we'll have a battle of unbeaten. That's always a good game. Keith Olsummer against his alma mater.
Yep.
And then you see the Wyoming Valley Conference games, the 6A schools, Hazelton, Williamsport, and then what's looking like could be a huge game now. Didn't at the beginning of the season, DV and Scranton on their way to 3-0 tonight as well. And that one now is one to circle on your calendar, no doubt about it.
Chris, we'll try to get some crores here to people. The Wyoming area now beating Berwick in the 4th. Carbondale beating Mid-Valley also in the 4th quarter. Crestwood and Coughlin tied in the 4th. Dallas going to go on to beat Pittston area. They have a 4th quarter lead. Dunmore going to go to 3-0. They beat Lakeland 41-7. Hazelton. You have a score yet from Hazelton? Chris,
yeah,
we'll get that.
It was 19-14. Hazelton was up. That's the last we had, 19-14.
Go through a couple more after this play. Out to Kelly. He has a first down. Still on his feet and out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Looking for a face mask. Doesn't get it, but they move the chains.
Yeah, that hurts. You call use your timeout. You got him third down, Bob. You're in a good situation from a time management standpoint. The last thing you can let them do is get a first down, and that's exactly what Kelly did. Only thing maybe he did wrong there, and I don't know if they rule him down in bounds. They said he was out.
No,
they said he was out.
Yes,
so
they did.
that's the only thing he did wrong on that play. You want to try to get that knee down. I thought he was in, but referees ruled he was out.
Abiso powering up to the 10. Timeout, Valley West.
Yeah, that was a big first down. Again, the Spartans got a break because they threw an incomplete pass on first down, Bob, and it's a gutsy call by Coach Olsummer to throw the ball on third down. And now it's all about clock management for both teams.
Some more. Couple scores quick. Prep going to go to 3-0. They're winning. Old Ford's going to go 3-0. Susquehanna and Riverside in a dogfight. North Pocono going to 3-0. Western Wayne going to get their second win. And Chris mentioned that this Scranton.
Third win for Western Wayne.
Third win?
Yeah.
Thought they were 1-1.
No, they beat GAR and they beat.
Oh, that's right.
Carbondale. So and that Scranton game's a final, by the way. Just went final. 28-21. Scranton. Another heartbreaker for Valley View back-to-back weeks.
Okay, here's our schedule the rest of the season. Chris and I will make the trip to Sunbury next week for the Rally by the River. Selinsgrove and Shikellamy. With the Valley View after that. Weston, North Pocono, Prep and Honesdale, Danville, Southern Columbia, Towanda, Tunkhannock, and we'll end the season, the regular season that is, with Dunmore at Old Forge. So the Warriors back out on second down. Abizo sheds a tackle. This will do it. He's inside the 5, and it is a Warrior touchdown.
Warriors.
What a run by Obiso. Looked like he was going to go down on 2 or 3 occasions. You know what, Bob? It's funny. Watch this play again. Once he gets towards the sidelines, I think he's just trying to stay in bounds at this point, and he keeps his bounce. Nice little cut there. Right there. He wants to cut back in. Doesn't want to go out of bounds. Wow, what a broken tackle there. The strength and power of Obiso puts this one probably in the books for DV.
So the Warriors taking advantage of the Spartan mistakes, makes them pay, and they put this one up to an 11-point lead, 2:09 remaining in the game.
Wyoming Valley West 17.
Abiso with some great running in there, and I think the Spartan defense, Chris, just got way too tired. We're on the field a little bit too much here in the second half.
Yeah, and again, I don't think Pat Keating's going to be happy with some of the mistakes, Bob, but I thought they played a pretty good football game tonight. I mean, let's face it, Delaware Valley came in the favor. 2 very good football programs over the last decade. Both these coaches have had success. Coach Keating's not going to be happy with his 3rd loss, and then they have a tough Williamsport game next week, but I think there was some improvement here tonight for Valley West, and we'll have to wait and see. This game's not over yet, 2:09 remaining, but they're going to need 2 scores, so they're going to have to score quickly and find another way to get the ball back.
Another
there you see
missing an
former Dallas coach Ted Jackson on the sidelines, not happy. His son also on the staff, Ted Jr. for Valley West. And they were in this game, Chris. They even had a 3-point lead at one point, but 14 unanswered for the Warriors. That's where we stand right now.
By the way, Williamsport has now gone up on Hazleton, 28-19.
Deep kick to Tyson.
Tyson on the return.
He's done a nice job on special teams tonight. Couple good returns up to the 40.
1st and 10.
Does Valley West have it in them again to get back? Need a quick touchdown and get the ball back. So it's just in. 3 wideouts to the near side. Big rush put on.
Schuster on the carry.
Takes what is given to him up to the 45.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad play.
2nd down
Yeah,
and
the only
5.
bad part about the clock will continue to run. because you didn't get the first down. But
46.
don't forget, Bob, we mentioned too at the beginning of the broadcast that Valley West is going to make the postseason.
Yes.
It's automatic. And some people say, well, that's dumb, but that's just the way it is. You want to be playing your best football at the end of the year. So, yes, an 0-3 start. Yes, tough opponent next week. But don't count the Spartans out. Don't count the Spartans out. You mentioned down year for 5A. Play some good football at the end of the year, those last 3 or 4 games, and you could do some good things.
We got a dead ball. We got encroachment. Defense, first down. Great.
Talking to Coach Keating before the game, they may have their Rob Dwyer back next week or the week after. So they get their quarterback who they expected to play back. Then maybe that helps them a little bit. Schuster will spike it.
Yeah, and that's
stop the clock.
That's no indictment on Schuster.
No,
he's thrown into a situation where, again, Valley West is preparing all summer with Dwyer as their quarterback. Then he goes down before the first game. Now you got to change what you do because they're 2 different types of quarterbacks. Dwyer's more athletic. He's more like Aaron Austin was for them last year. Schuster throws the ball very well. He hasn't made mistakes. You know, he threw his first interception tonight, but again, it was on a 3rd and long situation where you try to go for it. You know, actually, there were 2 interceptions tonight. The other was the deflection. Both of them were, kind of plays that just happened. It wasn't like they were necessarily terrible throws. But at the same time, he's done an admirable job filling in. But when they get Dwyer back, it's going to make them better offensively.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about it.
Coach Keating said, they're playing on a limited playbook right now because of when Dwyer got hurt.
From the 49.
And again, maybe a little bit easier towards the end of the season. They can go down a roll and get some confidence. Schuster with a rush. Heaney can't get him. Wisely goes out of bounds.
Delaware Valley,
Gain of 5.
I believe, has some second teamers in there as
Third
well.
down.
Coach Olsummer's played 3 close games this year, Bob.
Yeah.
I said to him before the game, do you like the 2 close games? Do you like would you rather 2 blowouts? And he gave the politically correct answer, but the close games help you, I think, down the road. But the blowouts get younger kids in the games. But right here, you're seeing some younger kids in a 2-score game.
This is a close game throughout. First down over the middle.
Pass complete to Davies.
Davies up to the 25.
Down to the 25.
And they'll stop the clock momentarily to move the chains. You can spike it now and stop it. Valley West does have 1 timeout remaining. If they snap it now, they could get a penalty, but the referee was letting the Warriors off. So it goes incomplete. Second down on the way. Still some life.
2nd and 10. From the
Valley West scored last week right at the end of the game. Then the 2-point conversion, they had a mistake in the end zone. And they had to do the 2-point conversion from the, 17-yard line or so.
Yep.
Rolling and trying to hit Blasky on the sideline. Goes out of bounds.
Incomplete. 3rd and 10.
So a couple more downs to get the 10 yards. Some fresh legs in there for Delaware Valley. They'll have West Scranton at home next week, followed by North Pocono. Three-man rush. Makovic sheds a tackle, still on his feet. Up to the 13, first down, stops the clock.
And we've seen that from both teams. Initial contact, Bob, breaking initial contact. That's so huge. Right there, you saw. Nice job by Makovic. You get that extra 5 or 6 yards. In this case, it was a first down because he breaks the tackle. We saw Biso do that.
2nd and 10.
You run hard, you make things happen. And we've seen that from these backs here tonight. So they if they get it in the end zone here, you see the onside kick, obviously. If they can get the ball back, well, you never know.
Well, you don't need a field goal. So that's off the board. You trail by 11.
Davies. Gain of
inside the
3.
10, and there's their final timeout.
Timeout.
So you run it in there,
Spartans. Their final one.
and you get it at the 10. So now you're almost forced to put it into the air.
In the air or in the end zone.
Or to the yep, that's it.
If you're going to run it, you better hope you score, because you're going to lose 15 seconds at least getting back to the line of scrimmage.
So going into tonight, Berwick having a big game with Wyoming area. Dallas got the win. Crestwood, I believe.
Actually, let me check the scoreboard real quick.
Chris
though.
will go to his phone.
That Berwick game's still going on, 14-10 now.
Yeah.
Wyoming area with the lead. And Coughlin has taken the lead on Crestwood.
Wow.
2014. So that's a big surprise there, as Crestwood was 2-0 going into that game. Coughlin 0-2. There you see the big schools.
Yep.
Unfortunately for Valley West, unless they find a way here, they'll fall to 0-3. Williamsport still king of the hill at this point. They're ahead of Hazleton area now, so probably going to 3-0.
45 seconds left. Looking left to the whole way. Schuster, is he in? Touchdown, Spartans.
Touchdown, Spartans. Number 22.
22, Dion Davis. A 10-yard pass play, gets himself in. Touchdown, Valley West. Folks, this one's not over yet.
Well, I would think you'd go for 2 here, right,
I
Bob?
do too. Yep, I would too.
Now you go for 2, because one may force you to score another touchdown. 2, you could actually get the ball back and kick a field goal to tie it. So no doubt, that's the call here for Pat Keating.
Yeah, that's right. Get 2, you only need a field goal. We'll definitely see an onside kick coming up, folks.
Either way, you're still alive, even if you don't get this here. And penalty marker, delay of game.
Delay of game.
Oh.
Coach Keating's just got his face in his hands.
Well,
You
maybe
can't
it just
believe
gives
it.
you some more field to play with. I mean, now you're spreading it out a little more.
Yeah, it's not like last week's 2-point conversion where it was from the 17-yard line. That'll be from the 7, which I understand what you're saying. Obviously,
extra point.
A little more room.
Your secondary, when you have a shorter end zone to cover, or from the line of scrimmage, shorter area to cover. At this point, though, you're just covering. You don't want them to get in the end zone. That's the key. So Coach Keating there giving some signals for the play call he wants. Let's see what they do.
Schuster looking left the whole way, going to do a fade, and they have it. Somehow, Blake got behind the secondary, and the 2-point conversion is good. And we have ourselves a 3-point ball game, 41 seconds left.
Well executed by Valley West. So if they can get this onside kick, was that Blasky again? In the corner there,
Blasky,
14,
yep.
yeah. So Blasky gets himself open past Secor, and that's important, because with only 41 seconds left, I mean, it comes down to the onside kick, obviously.
All to that, yep.
But still, if you do recover it, that's a major 2-point conversion there. Well executed by the Spartans. A great drive and a great finish to the drive as well. I got to give credit, too, to these Valley West kids. They didn't give up. You know, we kind of said, well, this one's probably over. But they didn't give up. And that's a good sign for Coach Keating. You know, 2 scores this late in the game is very hard to overcome. But now it comes down to special teams, which has been very interesting for both teams today. We've had block kicks. We've had some good returns. We've had penalties on returns.
Yeah. So about 8 plays, 39 yards. And Davis with the touchdown. Blasky the 2-point conversion. And now the dreaded onside kick. Anything can happen.
Hands team in for DV.
Don't practice this all the time, and you have to get a good bounce. They do, and Henderson picks it up, and he's on his feet and in for a Warrior touchdown, no flags, and it looks like this one will count. What a heads-up play by the freshman Henderson. Found himself with the ball, Chris, and took it all the way.
Watch how aggressive he is going to get the ball. This is actually a pretty good kick. Takes the high bounce is what you want, but everybody ran past. Everybody ran past him. There was nobody there. So that's unfortunate for Valley West because the score is going to look a little misleading there. 35-25 if they make the extra point, but it's a heads-up play by a freshman too. Why he scores a touchdown, Bob, is not just because Valley West overran, because he was aggressive.
He was.
He went and got the football.
Flag on the play.
47-yard return for Henderson for his, I would have to think, his
Flag
first
is
touchdown
waved off.
ever as a varsity player.
That's deflating for the Spartans who put all that energy in coming back. And it's one thing if you don't get the onside kick, but to have it go back for a touchdown is it's a tough one to swallow.
Well, I'm sure it's not something you practice all the time.
It isn't.
An onside kick. Here it is again, different angle.
I'll tell you what, it's a great kick by Gertis. It really is. But at that point, if you're Valley West, you're not watching the ball. You're watching the guy who's catching the ball because you got to hit him. And they didn't hit him. He went up, got the ball. Everybody kind of watched, overran it, and
do you have to let it go 10 yards, and did it go that 10 yards?
The receiving guy does not have to let it go 10 yards. No, he does not. Once he touches it, though, it's a live ball.
Yep.
So, obviously, if Valley West touches it before it goes 10 yards, then it's a penalty.
Okay, so there you have it.
It's actually kind of a risky thing for DV.
Yeah, he fumbles
because
it.
Because if he doesn't grab, but if you're aggressive and you go get the football like that, and that's, I mean, there was nobody from Valley West challenging him. So it was a very smart play by Henderson, and it paid off for his first touchdown. So give him credit.
So it looks like Valley West will fall to 0-3. The Warriors of Delaware Valley make the trip from Milford, and they'll go to 3-0 unless something major happens. Valley West gave this team a game, led by 3 at one point. But a couple of mistakes again by the Spartans
out of bounds.
may have cost them. But you can't counter the effort, Chris, that the Spartans have played with tonight.
It's funny. We talked about it being a defensive game. Now when you look at the final score, 60 points were put up by both teams.
Spartans take over first and 10.
It just got a little out of hand, I think, for both teams towards the end. The offense has finally found some rhythm, getting a special teams touchdown. This was an entertaining football game, though.
It was.
For us, when we come to games like this, Bob, we want entertainment. We don't care who wins, who loses. We want to see a good football game. This was definitely a fun game.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun game.
Schuster's carry. A gain of
Schuster going to be knocked down. It's a yard gain, so won't go as a sack, I don't believe.
Correct.
Clock will continue to run, though.
2nd and 9.
And I wonder if they're going to even run another play here.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Keating is. Yeah, he's calling a play. We'll have one more play at least for this Valley West team. A valiant effort from the home team, but it's going to fall short.
Schuster's
Down
pass
to
complete to
Vukovic.
Vukovic.
Takes a big hit, knocked out of bounds by
Spartan,
Secor,
first down.
and that will do it. Clock hits
Final
0,
score,
and the Warriors
Delaware Valley
come out to
35,
celebrate a
Wyoming Valley West
35-25 win.
Spartans travel to Williamsport next Friday and return home 2 weeks tonight.
So, Chris,
versus the Dallas
what more can you
Mountaineers.
say than we have said already? Valiant effort by the Spartans. They gave it their all, but again, it comes up short, and they'll head to Williamsport trying to get their first win of the year.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Again, you're playing against good competition, Bob. So, I mean, Valley West is not used to being in this position. Not sure when the last time, if they were ever 0-3 under Coach Pat Keating. He mentioned first season he was 0-2, but since then they've been just a powerhouse in the Wyoming Valley Conference, and they're still going to win a lot of games this year. I guarantee it, Bob. It's going to be another tough one next week. But overall, I think they're going to be okay and have a chance to win a district title at the end of the year.
2009, they finished 6-5, Chris, so I think they'll finish a little bit better than that this season. Delaware Valley, though, second straight win over the Spartans. First time in a while that they've won here at Spartan Stadium. And Aaron Dugan now has our players of the game, Dylan Kelly and Ryan Abiso. Aaron.
That's right, Bob. Here with our players of the game, we'll start with Dylan Kelly. Talk to me about being 3-0. What does this mean to your team?
It's definitely a good start to the season. We just have to build off of it and have a good season.
Talk to me about the different elements of this team that were just working so well together tonight.
We made a few mistakes, but in the end, we came out, worked together, and came out the W.
How about that huge interception you had? Take me through that play.
Our other corner, Anthony Catalano, made a great play on the ball, and it just happened to pop up, and I was there.
What are you going to take from tonight for next week against West Scranton?
Just limit our mistakes.
All right, great job tonight.
Thank you.
Ryan Abiso, getting it done out there tonight. Talk to me about the offensive nature of this team and how you guys just attack.
Our offense always comes out strong. We had a few ups and downs, but we made it through and we got the W.
And your quarterback, he's not afraid to throw the long ball, huh?
He loves the long ball, I'll tell you that. He's amazing at QRB. He's just amazing.
How about your defense? Just getting it done tonight, those interceptions, those big stops.
It was amazing. It cost us the game, and it was awesome.
All right, great job.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Aaron. And thank you to Dylan and to Ryan. So next week, again, we hit the road down to Sunbury. Chris and I will see Selinsgrove and Shikellamy, the rally in the Valley. Kickoff set for 7:05. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock. So the final score, once again, Delaware Valley improves to 3-0 with a 35-25 win over Wyoming Valley West. For the entire Fox 56 sports crew, for Aaron Dugan, for Chris Kaharski, this is Bob Ide saying so long from Spartan Stadium.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.